Hey guys, how's it going? So, even though product photography isn't something that a hobby photographer does every day, there are some situations where you have an object and you want to take nice photos of it. I'm Philip, and this is a philography video about how to take amazing photos of any object. But before we go on with the video, I want you to make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel and that you check out my Instagram. It's linked down below. I really put a lot of work in it, so go check it out. We all know this. We have an object and we want to take photos of it, but we don't have the studio equipment and we just don't have the ability to take photos like a pro, but we don't need that. We don't need equipment of a pro photographer to take nice photos of any object. So what you want to use is of course an object to take photos of. Then you want to use lamps. It's nice if you have RGB lamps, but you don't really need them, because if you don't have RGB lamps, then just use some gels or things that work like gels. Then you want to have a nice clean background, like a white one for example, and a setup where you can show your object in its natural use. And if you can, use a lens that is very fast, which means f2.8 or lower. So to really show you that it's possible to take great photos with literally any object, I'm gonna show you this with 3 different objects. So object 1 is I would say cool and stylish one that you could also use in like photo shoots, real photo shoots. It's my mom's old camera. Object 2 is an object I would say that is just normal. It's not very cool, but it's also like not unstylish. It's just a normal shirt here. I think it's from Zara, yeah. And object 3, and this should really show you that it's possible with any object, is something no one would ever photograph, and it's just a watering can. So to really show the object, we're gonna take 3 shots. One shot is just a clean shot with a white background. The second shot is a shot where we show the object in a situation where it's used usually. And the third shot is a shot where we show the object being used. So in our first shot we're using our white background. In my case it's a DIY photo studio. If you don't have one, just use the back of your shelf or any white wall. Important is that we light it enough. I'm using sunlight, and if you don't have something that is right next to your window, just use some lamps. I'm using my Sony A7 with my 70-200 2.8 lens, and I'm just gonna take some really simple photos of it. So for the shirt, this is a little bit different because obviously the shirt is bigger than my camera, so I can't put it in my photo studio. I'm just using a bed sheet, and I also needed a wider lens, so I'm using my kit lens now. So once again we're at the photo studio, and now we just do what we did with the shirt and the camera, and I'm again using my 70-200 because yeah, now the object isn't that big anymore. Alright, so the second shot you want to get is just a shot that shows the object in a natural situation. Alright, so with the shirt I didn't do anything special. I just put it in my closet and I think it just looks good. So I think the watering can works really well in this shot with some plants or flowers, and that's why I put it next to my window with my window plants. Alright, so to show the camera being used, I'm here outside and I've set up my tripod, and I'm just gonna take some shots of me taking photos with the camera. So I thought the shirt would look really cool if I create a normal situation of me looking into the mirror wearing the shirt. And also this shot is taken on my 50mm f1.8. If you haven't seen the review yet, then go check it out. So with the watering can, I think there's only one obvious situation to photograph it in, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I set up my camera on a tripod and I have some flowers here, and I'm just gonna take some shots of me watering the flowers. Alright, so now we did the, I like to call it 3 basic shots you want to get of every object. And you may be wondering, why didn't I have to use the objects that were mentioned before? But we'll get to that now. So the 4th shot you want to get isn't actually one shot. So for the 4th shot we want to put our object in a location that is pretty basic, because we're not going to focus on the location or the situation, we want to focus on our object. And for this we're going to use our fast lens. The fast lens is really nice because it really separates our subject from the background and from everything else. But if this isn't enough already, we're going to use our lights and our gels to really light the subject in creative ways, so it really gets a nice, interesting and unique effect, and we're just going to play around and see what's looking the best. Because the battery of my filming camera died, I wasn't able to record me taking the rest of the photos. But let's just talk about them now. For the camera I thought it would look good if I play around with the gels and the lights. So what I did was, I put the camera on my reflector because I thought it is a nice underground. And then I put one lamp to one side and one lamp to the other side and used the gels so I can create a really nice colorful effect on the camera, and I think these shots look really great. For the shirt I thought it would look nice if I go outside because there was a really amazing sunset light, and I used it to play around a bit and took some detailed shots of the shirt. And last but not least, the watering can. I did something that I think you have never seen before, because I created like these neon light night reflecting shots, but I used my TV, a light and a watering can. Even though I'm not 100% happy with every shot, I think all in all I did a really great job showing these objects from different perspectives and from different angles. So if you liked the video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel. And with all that said and done, take your camera and have fun!